So in the mornings, my main thing is I got a new serum. No, oh, my skin type. Okay, aging. It's 8 a.m. where you are. Wow. Not dinner time, Natalie. Thank you for coming. So you must be in Singapore or somewhere like that, Natalie. And Natalie Pang, not Natalie Wilson Bridges, who just got here. Let's see. Hi, Carol. I'm glad to see you. Where was I? I get distracted so easily. Skin type. It's aging. It is sensitive, and it has a formerly more oily T-zone, but now it's mainly clogged pores. But I've noticed sometimes my nose gets a little shiny when it's warmer, so it depends kind of on the weather. And I think I'm deciding I may have a slight touch of acne rosacea. Nothing like people that have the full-blown. My mother had that, and all she had was this nasty sulfur-smelling makeup to put on it from the dermatologist. And I have a red patch here and a little red here. My aging, sensitive, goofy skin. So my routine in the morning, any changes kind of, I got a new serum I ordered last week. I got a box of things I ordered because Madeline recommended, hi Ann, she recommended some things for my rashes that I've been having here. I had one here and it's gone, and then the base of my throat. I don't know what they're from. And if they don't quit it, I may have to go to this dermatologist. Anyway, they're not horrible. So I got marine, and that was one thing recommended for red areas, especially rosacea, which I don't know if I have that or not. So I've been putting on my nose here, even though those don't itch or anything. These itch and get dry and scaly when they're healing. Both my eyelids did that last week too. And I also got my full-size beauty water. I have used that in the past and I used it all up. I just had a sample, and I'm using that in the last week instead of my cellular water, just a sensitive skin, my cellular water, different brand. So you can be here, you can watch it. You don't have to ask to be in it, I don't think, to watch the video. Yeah, 1 million people. Good for you, Madeline. Okay, now, I even have a question for Madeline written down today, so I won't forget. So, added marine, it's not in the spring box. Added beauty water back, it's not in the spring box, but there were things that I wanted when I did my order. So, it's warmer, but it's kind of seesawing weather here. Hello, Audrey. You can just be here and watch. And Debbie and Katie. Excellent. So my skin hydration is varying with the weather. So I'm trying to adjust using the blush beauty oil accordingly. If it's warmer, I have to put less on my nose and right kind of down the middle like a stripe down to the nose. And sometimes I'll even, well, I'll tell you about that. But anyway, I put a little less everywhere. I tend to put a ton down here, and then it takes longer to soak in on the neck, but it soaks in eventually. I'm continuing with my Lotus Serum Mist, which is in the spring box. Peat, which a lot of us added back in after we found out we could. Hi, Cindy. You're watching. Okay, good. And Lift, I added that back in the last week or so, and I only put it here and here. And so Madeline, my question really quick before I forget, can a lifting firming serum or a product clog your pores? Because in the past when I used other brands, and some of them were good, well-known brands, I would always get a breakout. So I really careful not to put it up in here, even though I'd like to. I'm just a little gun shy there, or that's the wrong term to use lately. A little product shy. I've had breakouts in the past from other types of lift products, like I said. And I'm continuing to work on rashy red areas. I added Calm, which I ordered, or Winter is Coming to these areas. My right cheek is just a tiny one, and then this varies on my throat when I wake up in the morning with it sometimes. And then up here. I think the one up here, I was using Dorian Gray on that, and I think it finally got to be too much for it, I guess. And as these silly areas heal, they're silly because they're persistent and unpredictable. They get flaky, and then I put Hydra on that, and then I also will put cortisone over the counter if they're itchy. So that's enough about those. If anybody else, I know there's lots of other people in here with skin sensitivities, worse than mine. In the evening, I skipped Lotus Serum Mist and Lift, and I brought my Lotus Serum Mist, but it may have fallen on the floor. Where do you go, Lotus Serum Mist? I've only got about that much left. It's really sad. I think it fell on the floor. Yep, there it is, and I'm not going to dig after that right now. Anyway, so I just use that in the morning. And I'm skipping Lift and Lotus Serum Mist at night. And the Lift, because I'm really low on it, I'm going to have to order some more. I just had a sample. So Marine is a newer serum I've been using in the evening on the red areas. And kind of putting it on my cheeks, getting braver now that I'm seeing if I'm used to it. Yeah, it depends on the product. You don't think Lift would, Adeline, cause problems. Good. Good. I might get braver and go further on my face. Thanks, Katie. She says I have a nice glow. Hi, Kristen. I figured out how to invite people, and then Adeline's helping me too. So, anyway, it really helps to have a reminder or an invite. It helps me too. Okay, so I am now, another change in the evening is I'm using After Sun Rescue Balm instead of Blush Beauty Oil in the T-zone areas. If I'm getting a little shine there, or if it's warmer, that tends to change things. I don't need as much oil there, beauty oil. And then I'm continuing the Donkey Milk Gel Sleeping Pack on my face, and on my neck, I either use sake and rice or snow. I'm alternating because my Donkey Milk Gel is very low. There's a hole in the middle. Let's just have it around the edges now. We don't get more of that till spring box comes out. So, I'm conserving. Masking and lip scrub. Those are two things I want to talk about. So I got Holy Lotus mask sample last week because everybody was talking about it on, in the group. And I put it on half of my face, and on the other half I put Camellia Rose mask, which is in the spring box, and you want that. You will want that. Want that, believe me. The only difference I noticed was that it's harder to see the Holy Lotus, which is why people stealth mask with that, right? And then on the Camellia Rose side, I did notice that skin felt smoother than the Holy Lotus side. So maybe my skin just likes Camellia Rose. So I only did it that one time comparison. So it's not much of a test. Then lip scrub I mentioned. Okay, so in this little last order I made, I ordered Unicorn Dreams lip scrub sample, and I love it. I love the scent, I love the sparkles, and the total pampering feel of it. And I've been using that every 1 or 2 days now. And I follow that with Winter is Coming, or a lip balm I just happen to have sitting around. And since I'm an official lip chewer, I was really excited to try these because I felt like even though they're not in the spring box, why not? And my lips are getting better. Of course, the weather's warmer. And sometimes I will also use a little Blush Beauty Oil on my lips. And that will stop me temporarily from chewing my lips. So, Kristen, do I adore the smell of Holy Lotus? I don't remember what it smells like. I really don't. I bet it smells good, though. Like everything. Let's see. Carol, that's what you tried to, blush on your lips. I also put blush on my hair And I spilled Nourish oil sample all over the place and inside my container that holds everything that I showed people in the beginning, because I didn't want to be spilling things. So I just spilled it inside that. So I dabbled my fingers in that, put it on my hair. But you really have to be careful not to overdo the oil on the hair thing. Man, it's easy to do. Yeah, blush on the lips. I put blush on my hands, blush on the hair. I can't think of anywhere else. Now, I must say that I avoid putting very much on my eyelids. The only thing I've been putting on there is, because they're so crabby, they had a rash and that got better. I finally had to put a little cortisone on there for a couple days. But I used Hydra, because they got all flaky when they were healing, and then I used Calm and or Winter is Coming, and so that made them all better. None of that's in Spring Box, but people with rashes might want to make note of those. Okay, so that takes care of all that, all the changes and whatnot. So your eyelids are oily. I wish mine would be, Kristen. They used to be, but when they get the rash, then no, they're awful. Yeah, Gretchen says she's got really chapped lips. I would do Winter is Coming myself. I would do coconut oil. I would do. Exceptional product of the last week, of the last week, has been Donkey Milk Gel Sleeping Pack. I had a couple breakouts when the weather got warmer, and I also maybe put too much blush on. I'm still trying to learn to not use so much product. Okay, right there and right up there I got little tiny breakouts, and I put the Donkey Milk Gel Sleeping Pack on there at night, and then I spot treated it in the morning, and boom, those things are gone in about 24 hours. This little guy here might have taken 2 days instead of 1, but gee, you can't beat that with a stick. Not that we want to be violent. Okay, so that's why I made that my exceptional product of the week. And Gretchen, yep, it's a lot of steps, Gretchen, all these things in spot treating, but spot treating works, I think. It just takes a little more time, but if you spot treat it at night, if you can stay awake long enough to do all that stuff, that would be good. So what I'm planning on doing in the coming week, the 5th and final week, is to increase masking. I've only been masking once or twice a week, and yeah, I get busy and I just forget about it. My granddaughter and I masked. She didn't give it a good she didn't give Camellia Rose a good review because she's just a kid. She's 10. It smells bad, blah blah blah. Anyway, she just put barely any on her face, and she said, "Oh, I can't tell any difference." It's hilarious. I also may use, but I do love Camellia Rose mask. I just love it, especially on my neck. And I may also use a little bit more vacuum cleaner oil in the T-zone if it warms up. I don't know, I kind of backed off on that with everything else we were doing. And then I would like to continue to streamline the AM routines more so that it helps people that are working full-time and they can't do all this stuff in the morning. So I'll work on that some more. Pick your favorite products. I know that I think it was Marissa that did the hack, the quick hack in the morning and evening, depending. And Kristen masks all the time. Well, then you're the mask queen, because I am not. Oh yeah, Emily, Madeline, you're right. Emily did say that. I remember that now. Camellia Rose looked like self-tanner. Yeah, masking it's wonderful. I love it. Gretchen, have you tried those 3 things on your spots? Dorian Gray, Glow, Sake and Rice Sleeping Pack. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we talked about what I'm going to do. And then as far as self-care goes, it's going to be masking and lip scrubs. I love the Unicorn Dreams. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm also going to drink more water as it warms up outside, because we're supposed to get up like 78 this week, but who knows, it might be 58, it might be 88, you just can't tell. And I'm going to change my pillowcase more often. Maybe that'll help us goofy rashes. And then I'm going to try to get to bed earlier more consistently. I always say I'm going to, and then my husband laughs sarcastically and says, yeah, right. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm also going to eat a little bit more vegan chocolate. And I am waiting very impatiently in this next week. That's not really self-care, but I did finally order BRA watery sunscreen. And it's not coming until April 4th or much later. But I didn't want to pay $40 to expedite that shipping. Major changes I've noticed in the last week. Well, this is kind of an ongoing thing. Brighter skin tone, which everybody else is telling me they've noticed. And continuing fading of brown spots. I do stick glow on them. Speaking of glow, that guy... There's kind of little guys all over here. But on my neck, I will still put glow on that. But I was using sake and rice on that for quite some time. Like maybe a year or so, or longer. And man, those things have faded. I didn't even notice it until we started all this. And then I started doing Dorian Gray on my neck too. But then when I did my review of blush beauty oil last night, I had done some research, and there's sake extract, sake kasu, something like that, extract in blush beauty oil, and sake rice wine has skin lightening capabilities, which Madeline enlightened me about last night. But I looked that up online and found that out. I finally did a little more researching the last couple of reviews. So, brighter skin tone, brown spots fading. I did stop the Dorian Gray up here because the brown spot's almost gone, but instead I got this nice red patch there. And so I think I need to, if I ever start the Dorian Gray up there again, just put it on with the end of a cotton swab. It's so tiny now. Let me see what else here. Yeah, so I've stopped Dorian Gray a day or so ago there, but I'm putting it everywhere else. Maybe that area is just super sensitive anyway. You know, it seems like around the eyes is the most sensitive area you've got on your face. I am using beauty water more now that my order came last week. And sometimes I'll use it even after I've done a balm cleanser and a foaming cleanser, because I just feel like I want everything off, especially if I've had makeup, which I rarely use. Today I've got a little covering, a little dab of Mary Kay on there and a little dab here because it was making me mad that I was still red. Other than that, no. Except for my eyelashes. Can you see them? That is, I'll tell you what that is Clinique with this tiny little brush. It doesn't stick out big, but you have to use eye makeup remover to get it off. Because I told her I have sensitive issues and contacts, and I didn't want little flakes getting in my eyes, and it worked. I like that stuff. So once in a while I'm going to have eyelashes with mascara on them. I just don't feel like I need makeup unless I want to cover a red spot. And the rash on my eyelids is all healed up, so that's a major change. What do you use on the spots? Sake and rice on spots? No, I'm putting glow on brown spots after the Dorian Gray serum that goes all over, except right there. And I was putting glow there too, but I'm going to have to be really careful. And then Dorian Gray serum the neck, and put glow on the spots. And then I do sake and rice sleeping pack on my neck like every other night. I alternate. Kind of depends how cold it is and how my neck feels. But I think the sake and rice and Dorian Gray and glow all together have made a big difference on my neck. And I'm waiting to see how it does on my face. But I was doing just Dorian Gray and glow up here. And honestly, it's so much better. This is the sneak peek for next week. Next, I think it's Wednesday, I have my last routine review, and this is a sneak peek. That's all you get. I might do another one Tuesday for you. Okay? Adios, amigos, amigas, amigos, if there's any of those out there. It's been fun. I love doing this with you. Bye-bye.